he says he thinks there's going to be seeds for the birds to have
And
plants.
put water.
And put water in it. That's right.
And bugs. My turn.
And bugs. Shelby, what do you think's going to happen in our book?
You gotta go back first.
Here. Turn around.
You gotta
Put your
go
hands
back
in your
first.
lap. We want to go back first at the beginning. She's going to tell us what she thinks is going to happen in our book. Go ahead, Shelby.
Animals are gonna go to the garden and eat leaves.
You think animals are going to go to the garden and eat the leaves? Oh. Well, we're going to find out. Kayla, you're showing me with your body that you will practice when we are done. You're all over the carpet, rolling around on your back, playing with your shoes. Sit up and put your hands in your lap. Now. Your eyes are on me.
You don't think...
Okay, look here. Look at this page. On this page, we'll learn about our magic word, garden. What do you think is going to happen to our magic, to the garden on this page, our magic word? I'm going to tell you to turn and tell your neighbor, not Miss Hill. Turn and tell your neighbor, what do you think is going to happen? Ooh, Marcus Young just said something very interesting.
It's going to change.
Oh, check back. Check back. Marcus Young, what do you think is going to happen on this page with our magic word?
It's going to change brown.
It's going to change?
Brown.
It's brown, and then it's going to change?
Green.
He says it's going to change to
green.
green.
And then it's going to change to blue.
And then it's going to change to blue. Maybe some plants are growing on
and
that
it's
page.
going to change to red.
Let's see what happens on this page. Oh,
and then green.
Look at this page.
Rabbits are
on this page, Shelby, we're going to learn about our magic word, plant. Turn and tell your neighbor, what do you think is going to happen to the plants on this page? Turn and tell your neighbor. Oh, turn and tell your neighbor, what do you think is going to happen to the plants on this page? Check back. Sunny, what do you think is going to happen on this page to the plants?
They're eating them.
Who's eating them?
The bunnies.
The bunnies are eating the
grass.
Are eating the
plants. And then he's putting all those things. And putting the sun on it. And he's strapping.
Sunny's talking. Be respectful.
And he's putting those things so no one won't. So no animals won't get them.
He's putting this around the plants so that the animals won't get them. Who's the character in this story?
The farmer.
The farmer? Do you know what his name is?
Tom.
His name is Mr. Greg. His name is Mr. Greg. I think I forgot to tell you that this is Mr. Greg's garden. This is Mr. Greg, and it's about the farmer, Mr. Greg. Have a seat. Have a seat. Okay, the title of our book is Mr. Greg's Garden. Ari Brennan wrote this book. He is the author who wrote the book. Pat Reynolds is the illustrator. Turn around.
The picture.
Pat Reynolds is the illustrator who drew the pictures. As I read, you will listen and learn about plants and our magic words, garden and plant. Here we go. Mr. Greg's garden. Mr. Greg planted a garden and he planted bean seeds. The bean seeds grew into bean plants. This is a garden. A garden is a place where people have plants. What is this, everyone?
Plants.
A garden. Here we see Mr. Greg is standing next to his garden of beans. Why do you think that he is looking at the plants?
Because animals are gonna come.
But why is he looking at the plants? Marcus Farmer.
And see if they turn blue.
Marcus Farmer, you think he's seeing if they turn blue? You think he's seeing and watching the plants to see if they're going to change colors? Let's see. Rabbits came to the garden. They ate the leaves of the bean plants. This is a plant. A plant is a living thing that grows from dirt, like flowers, grass, or trees. Some plants make fruits or vegetables for people to eat. What is this, everyone?
Garden.
Oh, not a garden. It's a plant. Here we see the rabbits are eating the leaves of Mr. Greg's bean plants. What do you think he's going to do about those rabbits eating his plants?
Lock it.
He's going to lock it? What's he going to lock?
He's going to lock the cage. Shoot.
He's going to make a cage.
And lock it.
And lock it around
and make them go away.
Kayla says he's going to make them go away.
Like shoot, bunny, shoot.
Shoot, bunny, shoot. So Mr. Greg made a
cage.
A cage? A Kind of looks like a cage. He made a fence.
Mari's in here.
Mari outside. He made a fence. It looks like a cage, Jakayla. Deer came into the garden. Oh no, they ate the stems of the bean plants. So Mr. Greg made some noise. Kind of like Jakayla said, shoo, shoo. He hung some things up to make some noise. Why did he make some noise?
So the animals can get away. Shoot, shoot.
It'll scare them. Birds came into the garden and they ate the beans on the plants. So Mr. Greg made something else. What did he make?
A scarecrow.
He made a scarecrow.
So they can go away. Super.
Rabbits, deer, and birds all came to the garden at once. They ate more bean plants. No. Mr. Greg, oh, he had an idea. He's getting madder, Sunny. He had an idea. He planted a new garden. He planted a new garden, and then he went and fixed his old garden. Mr. Greg picked his beans, and then he did what with his beans?
He put them in the garden, and then animals came to eat them.
What did he do with his beans?
And then he ate them.
He ate his beans for lunch. And the animals were able to eat their plants too. Look what he did. He planted a garden for Mr. Greg, and then he planted a garden for
The animals.
Is it okay if they eat that garden?
Yes.
Yes, because he made that garden for them. He made some vegetables and fruits
And
for
he's
them.
happy.
And now he's happy, and are the animals happy?
Yes.
Yes, they're all happy. Look up here. Let's play a game. We've learned 2 magic words. Let's practice saying each word. Are you ready? Here we go.
Plant.
This is, oh, what'd you say, Sunny?
Plant.
This is a plant. Remember, a plant is a living thing that grows from dirt like a flower, grass, or trees. Also remember, some plants make fruits or vegetables for people to eat. What kinds of plants can people eat?
Grass.
Can people eat grass?
No.
What kind of plants can people eat?
Vegetables.
Vegetables. Kiss your brain.
Apples.
Apples, fruits.
And bananas.
Oranges.
Apples have seeds.
Apples have seeds. Pineapples. That's a
And
plant.
cucumbers.
Cucumbers is a plant.
And fish. And fish.
Fish. Is fish a
Pineapples.
plant? Pineapples is a plant. How can people use plants? They can make them. How can people use plants?
is a plant.
How can they use them?
I don't know. They can use them as a plant. Strawberries.
Strawberries. You can use strawberries to
Vegetables?
eat. You can use vegetables to eat. You can use plants by using vegetables to eat.
You can use cupcakes.
What about if you wanted to give somebody a present? What could you give
Bananas.
them?
Roses.
That's a plant.
Bananas. A rose.
A rose. Did you hear Shelby?
A rose. A rose.
You can give them a rose. You can use plants to give gifts.
Flower.
Flowers.
A sunflower.
And a box of candy. Let's pretend that we're picking beans from a bean plant. Show me how you pull the beans off the plant. So we can go inside and make some dinner.
I got a green one.
We'll go in and make something good to eat. Oh, pick your plant, your beans. Okay, eyes up here. Got one more. Eyes up here.
Tree.
This is a garden. What is it? A garden is a place, Shelby and Jakayla, where people grow plants. Where do you find a garden?
At the Jordan.
Where?
At the garden.
Where
At
do
your
you find?
house.
At your house? Where else?
At the garden thing. At Chage. At the field. At the jungle.
At the where?
Yo-yo.
I'm confused. Hold on. Time out. Are you listening to the question, Marcus? Where can you find a garden? Marcus says at your house.
I can plant a garden at the playground.
At the playground. Kiss your brain. You can plant a garden at the playground. Did you notice that
I'm
Miss
gonna
Pell?
ask you.
Miss Pell has a garden outside of our classroom. You can find a garden lots of places outside.
Can we
What
ask
kinds of things grow in a garden? Flowers, vegetables, cucumbers,
strawberries.
strawberries. Let's pretend we are growing plants in the
Grapes.
garden. Show me how you dig a hole for your plant. Okay. Thank you. Put your shovels in your lap. Eyes on me. Sunny. Let's answer some questions about our story. Who is the character in the story?
Fred.
Mr.
Fred.
Fred? Oh, it kind of sounds like Fred. It kind of rhymes with Fred. It actually has the g-g sound.
Eddie.
sound. Mr. Greg. Mr. Greg. What do we call a place where we have plants?
Greg.
Where do you have it? What's a place that has plants? What's it called?
I know.
What?
Grass. Plant.
Oh, where do the plants? What do you call a place that has plants?
Tree.
You put them all together. People have them. They make
Garden.
a garden. Kiss your brain.
I got a garden.
Tell me about a garden you've seen, Marcus. Tell me about a garden you've seen right here.
At my house.
Well, what does it look like?
Pretty.
It's pretty.
Oh, like pretty and cute.
Pretty and cute. Tell me about a garden that you've seen, Jakayla.
I see
You saw a beautiful, cute rose. What do we call a living thing? Look at me, Shelby, Sunny. What do we call a living thing that grows from dirt, like a flower or a grass or some trees? A plant or vegetable?
A garden.
A plant. Sunny, tell me about a plant that you've seen.
Grapes can grow. I've seen. Can we play?
Sunny's talking. You're being disrespectful.
One at home, at my house.
Well, tell me about a plant you saw at your house. What kind of plant did you see at your house?
It was little circles and roses and white flowers.
White flowers and circles with roses. That is a plant. Marcus Young, tell me about a plant that you saw at your house or somewhere.
At my house, and there was a tree.
There's a tree. That's a plant.
And there were the pink flowers. It was little.
Oh, it was little. The pink flowers and little.
I got it to my mommy.
Shelby, you know what I noticed? You're crawling all over this floor. Come back to your shape and put your hands in your lap now. You and Jakayla will be practicing today. Eyes up here. Let's look at this one. We talked about the plants. This is the plant. But something big happened in our story. Look at me. Something big happened in our story. What big thing happened to Mr. Greg in our story?
The animals ate the plant.
The animals came to his garden and ate the plant. So what did he do?
He made a new one.
He made a new one.
And he ate his beans.
And he ate his beans. He made a new garden. First he did something else before he made his new garden.
He ate some green beans.
He ate some green beans. But first he said,
I'll make the animals the garden.
Yeah. Before that happened, what were the animals doing to his garden?
Eating them.
They were eating them. So he said, shoo, and he made
garden.
He made a fence, and then he hung some noise, and then he made a scarecrow, but they wouldn't go away, so he made them a garden. Mr. Greg made a garden full of plants, and all the animals came and ate them.
He cut it a little.
So he made them a garden of their own.
He cut a little.
And he cut a little.
Cut a little.
He cut a little of the beans and ate them. Okay, look up here. Today we learned 2 magic words. What? Garden and plants. Now try to use your magic words at home.
Garden and plants.
Garden and plants. Marcus and Marcus.